This arc has been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? There's death and rebirth, literally being dragged out from the depths of hell back to life, which they can't really do that every week, probably only 3 to 4 times tops, but then it slowed right down for us to enjoy a nice little day trip out with Senjugahara and Araragi. But ignore the oddities, ignore the looming potential for danger, ignore Ogi, Oshino Ogi, and just enjoy the episode. Let's begin. Very nice. Dreamy date drive. It could have done better with the alliteration, but it was fine. I think maybe with some more syllables in there. That's what it needed. But I like this. I like this song. It's soothing. And, well, is kind of what I was wanting for these episodes, which is getting that feeling back from that star-crossed episode. I think you all know which ones, at least if you know Monogatari. Which could probably mean that there's something quite bad in the horizon. Dang, what can be worse than one of the characters dying? That didn't seem to stop Araragi for long. Go away. Ongi. I was about to say, why is Ongi in the planetarium? Okay. Did we actually get a play-by-play of where Hanakara was going or went through? Never heard of those ones actually. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if Ogi does have the ability to transcend realities and infect dreams. It should be one of the lesser powers that I'd expect of her. So, is the Hydra the one where you cut off a head and it regenerates? Yeah. Whereas Sea Serpent's just it's a sea serpent. Heracles, later Hercules, depending on who wrote the story, if you're Disney or not. I don't believe I ever actually read the original. Well, obviously not because it's in ancient Greek and what, but the stories about all of that. Nice that they used her sleeve as a crab claw there. Here's the thing, I don't believe Ori is necessarily, just a stereotypical antagonist type. Far transcends that. Oh yeah. Does it really? Or does it just show a transitional state of between alive and death? This is a lot of constellation knowledge of constellations I've never heard of, slash, don't know if they're true or not. It's good that he's actually keeping up with his studies. Yeah, raising the dead from death itself would be quite a feat. I think there's a certain nod towards someone that shouldn't have been brought back here. Well then, is this ha ha? Is this something that we are going to? Going to have to explore in the few episodes that are left. I'm still creeped out. What of the whole Phoenix thing? Or is it talking about Ori? Is there a right thing? Is there a correct answer in all of this? Since like there are very few that I believe actually know the repercussions of actual the entirety of the events. And in a world where it just completely disregards the basic laws of logic and physics, it's quite a bit more difficult to actually plan things out. Hmm. To play on something there, but I didn't. So I'm trying to think of something that would be a quick hand way of getting to what she's saying, but both both in literal episodes and this arc, I'm guessing. I'd heed this warning. Let's not put it off for a little while at least. A bringer of balance. Hades. Having a talk with a representation of like foundational laws of the universe would be quite a feat. Trying to come up with a side to take on this must be quite confusing for the poor lad. But not when you smile like that. Where was he? Ah. Thanks for that. Zin zin. Now, a lot of people say that, but there we go. I think they're allowed to relax a little. I wonder if they actually had the place to themselves, or if it's just the fact that we never actually really see any the rest of society in Monogatari, do we? Okay, I can't remember. Not great. After being told that he's terrible, you set a penalty. Hmm. Hmm. Well, would that ensure that he tries his hardest? That's quite cool. I don't believe I have any like interactive science exhibits near where I live, so can't really experience those kind of things. Mission failed. Strike to 7. Started to falter. Is that but her? I was about to say her form there represented her actual health, but I'm getting distracted. Sorry. What was I looking at? You're gonna have to lose to find out. Gutter balls. I would expect Araki to actually inform Senjukuhara of the exact circumstances of what happened with Hell, etc. He knows it's not good to hold back and, or God forbid, lie to her. Yep, saying that Guine and the other specialists see things in a macroscopic kind of viewpoint, yeah, makes sense, and it's how I'd expect it. It's something that we can't really understand. It's like if you try to You didn't do as well as you thought. But it's like if you tried to imagine the concept of infinity. Can't really do it. That's why we try to explain it relatively easy. That song, 82. Just keep going. I'm sure you'll win at something. Wait, who wins in that respect? Hourly parking. Ugh. Parking expenses got quite bad from where I am, so I'm not sure he can actually promise that at the minute. Not with looming threats about. Adding interest for days late. It's good that he's forward thinking a little, but my feelings on like Valentine's Day and whatnot are all strange and dependent. Why is she now going Tokyo Drift? What? See, it's more obligation now rather than actual feeling it or wanting it. I he'd managed to get his hands on a cabin cruiser, yeah. Even for someone with seemingly limitless potential as Araragi, but oh no. Fell straight into her trap. Who's the real puppet master, Ogi or Senju? Going a bit overboard. It's a bit of a long request, but usually you just go along with and say it. But Hitagi, you yeah, that shouldn't have been hard for him to work out. I want this to be the last episode, not in the middle of this bit. And a nice backdrop to this scene. But I don't like the sunset. Maybe that might be signifying something. I mean, if there is any show that is full of metaphorical iconography and symbolism, it might be this. What it doesn't show with its dialect. And despite how intense and somewhat controlling Senjihara seems to be there, it is completely understandable given her history. But the fact it actually seems to be out of a place of genuine emotion rather than any warped sense of control or victory like we've seen with other characters. Actually like the background design. Yes, well done. And that one flashlight there next to her. He said that with conviction. Dezione. I'm sure if she wanted, she could just do it herself. Then why is everything so... He can't give up on anyone, really, can he? That's one of the good things about Araragi. Even if it is to his own personal detriment. I will give her credit. She tried to do things diplomatically, so... If this is going to be a massive mindfuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. You are the light. Yeah, it's been an interesting few days. Hmm. Is this in the past or present or possible near future? Okay. We are very much closing into that finale. Just state something, please. He's on the side of not wanting anyone to get hurt, no matter who it is, so. Being asked by two sides of a conflict for his help. Yeah, this can only go well. The issue here is that obviously Araragi himself has to be instrumental to everything, otherwise they wouldn't be reaching out to him. but I can't see how. Like, so far, everything has kind of happened around Araragi, and he is just... events happen to him, and he does it. Well, that's what it seems. It's all been scripted in advance, really, hasn't it? But how clever of Ogi. After he had been informed that she is the last trial they have to overcome, she decides to try and enroll his help and say, I was kind enough to let you go on that date, remember? I didn't intrude. I thought that was quite civil of me. So, why don't you return the favour? I mean, who could deny that smile? But there are only 3 episodes left of Owarimonogatari second season thing, and then Zoku or Owarimonogatari something. I think that's what's left. So we are getting close, and we've had many of somewhat symbolic partings throughout the times, haven't we? Granted, we just got Hashiguchi back, but there have been many characters who have had to give up a thing or two, haven't they? I can feel myself tensing up, and I don't like it. But if you yourself know what's coming up ahead and are thinking I am really overthinking this, or B, really anticipating my eventual breakdown, or anything in between, leave a like on the video, and leave a cryptic message down below, or just ignore all of that and tell me what you would force me to do if I lost a wager. Keep it relatively clean. But with that, once again I bid you farewell. If you need a rest, take it. But that's just so that I can see you in the next one. If you want to be the one looking over me, whether it be in a planetarium, or when I'm on a date, or maybe when I'm sleeping, as long as you at least pretend that it's useful advice, I can't really turn you down. But if that seems like too much work, why not head on over to my Patreon and help me out there? Because Sal, Raywin, HSTR, Dynamite 1997, Aisharem, Shiwan, ASD, Stinsfire, and everyone else, how can I say no to your beautiful smiles?